of Tommy the dog. He was a pit bull that was tied to a fence, doused in lighter fluid, and set on fire and left to die. News of his story spread around the world, and the Richmond Animal Care and Control received a large amount of donations. This organization worked effortlessly to help on behalf of Tommy, but unfortunately he did not make it. Richmond Animal Care and Control, or RACC, is a nonprofit organization that helps many animals in need in the Richmond area. Homeless animals are a problem. Domesticated animals depend on humans for their safety and security. Wild roaming cats and dogs in the streets cause many problems to society. They can spread disease, attack if scared or hungry, leave feces on sidewalks, and get into unwanted places like trash receptacles. I first became aware of RACC and the good things that they do for the community when my parents adopted a pit bull named Penny from them. One night, my parents were watching the news and they saw a story about a dog that got hit by a train and needed a home. And immediately, my parents submitted their application for adoption, and now Penny's been a member of our family for the last 5 years. I've always loved animals. I was brought up with them. My family currently has 2 dogs and 4 cats, all of which are adopted. They bring a lot of joy to our home, and we love having them. There are many cases of animal abuse, abandonment, and so many in need of adoption, which are overwhelming our shelters, and this plagues our society. Deeply disturbing animal abuse statistics and facts say that every 60 seconds, one animal suffers from abuse. When we consider abuse, we often think of the physical harm that's inflicted on these animals, but that's not the only way that you can abuse an animal. You can also neglect or abandon one. Shelters keep diseased animals off the streets, keeps them safe from abuse, helps to keep down the reproduction numbers, and also they help to prevent animals from becoming a nuisance. Approximately 6.5 million pets enter animal shelters in the U.S. each year, according to the ASPCA. While cats, dogs, and other animals end up in shelters for a wide variety of reasons, one of the most common issues is from misbehaving or behavioral issues. That's according to the Doggy Don't device site. A testimony from the same site states, "It is never easy to surrender a beloved pet, no matter the circumstances. However, it is true that many pet owners jump the gun and give up on their pet before putting in the necessary work to diminish behavioral issues. Pet owners who have the time and resources necessary to work with troubled animals are often able to significantly reduce and eliminate unwanted behaviors via regular training sessions." So before giving up on your dog and giving them to an animal shelter, ask yourself, have I tried training or behavior modification? The Mosby Foundation states, 1 out of every 10 dogs born will find permanent homes. Please adopt instead of purchasing pure breeds. This reduces the number of homeless animals and reduces demand for puppies from puppy mills, wherein oftentimes they receive inhumane treatment and are forced to reproduce at an unhealthy rate to meet the demands of purebred puppies. This is a huge problem in our community today, but shelters like the RACC work tirelessly on behalf of these helpless animals. Given animal abuse, neglect, and homelessness is a worldwide problem, supporting shelters like this offers solutions to this ongoing epidemic. The RACC first opened their doors in June of 1902 They were the first city pound and the only public shelter in the Richmond area that offered open admission. Over 3,000 abused, surrendered, injured, and stray animals received care from them. An open shelter means that they take in every animal that crosses their doorway. This includes animals with behavioral issues and that are severely injured. The RACC states, "We believe that every life is worth trying to save, and we are committed to putting the work in behind those works." They help the community in many ways. They provide professional animal control services, which investigate cases of cruelty, enforce humane laws, and issue permits and licenses. The RACC states in 2017, our officers respond to over 6,000 cases from our city residents in need. These services include the enforcement of city ordinances related to animals, the removal of killed or injured animals and wildlife, and impoundment of stray pets, and the investigation of animals cases that are related to neglect, cruelty, nuisance, and bite cases. The RACC is able to fund cost of emergency medical care for animals in need, provide training behavioralists, organize outreach and marketing, and this is all made possible through fundraising and volunteers. They boast, in 2017, we broke all historical records for the Department of Animal Control, adopting the most, euthanizing the least, and achieving a safe rate of 91%. With the help of compassionate people working with shelters like the RACC, the number of suffering animals can be minimized. There are many benefits to supporting organizations such as the RACC. They go above and beyond for animals in need. They save animals from terrible abusive environments, invest in trainers to correct bad behaviors, to help the animals to get adopted and find a forever home. We all know that roaming animals pose a health hazard. Shelters like this provide a temporary home, and they place animals with families after the family has gone through an extensive screening process to ensure that both the family and animal are compatible. Organizations like the RACC are able to help local animals in need because of kind-hearted people like you. Every day animals are abused and neglected, unfortunate little souls abandoned, left on the streets to fend for themselves, or surrendered due to misbehaviors, when they were never taught how to behave properly. Shelters are overwhelmed with animals that need a home. There are many ways to help. I'm not talking just helping out monetarily. Helping out shelters like this is both beneficial for you and the animals. There are several options that I'm going to go over. The first is volunteering. Scientific studies show that being in the presence of animals helps your mental, physical, and emotional health and can lower stress levels and blood pressure. It's scientifically proven that helping animals is beneficial for both you and the animal. Another option is fostering. This gives a healthy, safe environment to a pet that needs a home. They receive attention that they might not otherwise get in an overcrowded shelter. They become adjusted to living inside a home, and therefore they're easier to adopt. And this also helps to prevent unwanted births. Fostering also provides more space in shelters for other animals in need. And added benefits are you can enjoy having an animal without the commitment or cost. Shelters will pay for the food and medical expenses of the animal that you're fostering. Another way to help is through donations. And this doesn't have to be monetary donations. Shelters are always in need of supplies. If you don't, and it's a great way to help out if you don't have time to volunteer. They will take your treats, toys, food, old towels, and blankets. The last option, which is the best, is adopting. The Humane Society says it best that you will save a life and you forever change a homeless animal's whole world. If you're interested in helping out the RACC, please take down this contact information. They're located in Richmond, Virginia. Here's the phone number listed, and if you're interested in adopting, they only adopt, they have appointments that you must schedule. And here's an email for Christy Hinsworth. She's the one that's in charge of the adoptions. Thank you very much.